Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is a candle box. You wouldn't know there was a candle in here, but it's got a kind of unusual opening. I'm just going to slide this bit off, and it opens like that. This comes out flat, and there's your candle. How cute is that? So if I tip it this way, that's how it closes up and closes round. And I just fancied something different as to how to box up a candle. This one's baby powder. This is a Yankee candle, but they are standard Votive sizes. So that's very cute. So I'm just going to put that to one side and slide that one in because that colour goes quite nicely. This one's beach flowers. And these were sent to me by Val, who was the inspiration. She'd asked me to make her a candle box before, and that was my my sort of mini exploding box that I did a while back. This one is made with basic grey cardstock and This and That Epic Day Designer Series paper. And because it's quite busy, the paper, with lots of different colours, I decided not to stamp it. I felt it was just lovely as it was. But I'm going to show you how to make a slightly different version of it. Put that to one side. It is really, 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 really easy to make in terms of measurements and what have you. What have you being a very technical term. Well, let me check if I can find my scoring tool. There it is. You need a piece of cardstock that measures 10 inches by 6 inches, which is 25 by 15 centimetres. Dead easy, you're just scoring up every 2 inches, which is every 5 centimetres. So it's 2, 4, 6 and 8, which is 5, 10, 15 and 20 centimetres. And very simple. And don't worry about writing everything down. It's all over on my blog, you know that. It's nothing new. And you'll find both the metric and the imperial measurements on there. So do go and have a look. When you turn it to the short side, which is 6 inches or 15 centimetres, again at 2 and at 4, which is 5 and 10. And that's it. So I'm going to move the scoring tool out of the way. And you come along and you burnish, fold and burnish all of your score lines. And I'm going to unfold this one in a second because it will be easier to show you the completed completed box rather, so that you know which bits to cut and remove. So if I unfold this one, you can see we're starting off at this position here, and this would fold out, that would fold down, and those would fold out as well. So you can see that the bit we need to remove is this square here, those two squares. So I'm going to grab my scissors. So basically it's the number 2 square of 5. So there's 5 squares on each section. Don't need that, you could use that to stamp on. And this is Naturals white cardstock, so although actually the Designer Series paper I'm going to use has got a vanilla background, I liked that the Naturals white was off-white enough for me to make the box, but not so bright it didn't make sense. So, okay, so we've got this section going on here. We need to fold this one up. That part is there. So the parts that you separate now are these here and here. So this is kind of like a traditional box. And this one here and here, because this is now going to fold up around here, because that is going to make that shape. So it's all coming together now, as you can see. Hopefully you can see where my lines are. That's all going to fold up around. So now what we need to, let's try that again. That's how it's going to fold up and round. It's going to fold up like that, and then this part is going to be smooth. So these parts are the middle sections here. Leave those as squares and cut into these ones. So again, much like other boxes I've made, this is how that you would see me doing it, cutting into these parts. Same on this side. And the same over here. So if I lay it back out again for you as I did originally, let me move that to one side. It's all like that. So you remove number 2, you leave number 4 intact. And number 1 actually. But when you're removing it, that's what you're going to be left with. We'll nick off a bit of this. These funny sort of, is it a parallelogram shape? I don't know. Those strange shapes. And this is all going to stick round to there. How cute is that? Don't put the DSP on yet, you'll end up sticking it on the wrong place, which is exactly what I did when I first built. So I'm going to put some adhesive on these tabs because these are the only bits that stick down. So I would suggest sticky strip or Tombow. You know, the stuff hates me, so I'm not going to use it in the video. And just start bringing it round and sticking your sides in. Whoopsie daisy. There's one. And there's 2. I'm sorry, that's probably just off camera. There's another one, and there's another one. So this is how your box then closes. And it slips down, whoops, like this, all beautifully. You don't have to have it that way up. You don't have to. You could have it that way up, and it would perhaps fall down, or you could have it like that. It's up to you. So you could have it so you popped your box in like that and wrapped it round. But obviously you'd want to put your DSP in a different place as to how you know, obviously because you would have one blank back. So it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to do it the same way that I did that one. So I need a piece on here. So if I grab my DSP, this is Venetian Romance. And these measure 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres, which is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 of an inch. And there's 4 of them. And I probably needed to cut 5. That was rubbish planning, wasn't it? I forgot to cut one. Oh, silly woman. So I need 1 on the top. So that's the top part. I need 1 there, because that is one of my sides. And I need 1 on that side. Oops, I've just wibbled. Okay, and I will need 1 there and 1 there. And I've got a little overlap here, so I'm just going to trim that down. Because this is not... Just trimming that slightly. So it's not folding up properly. There we go. So I need 1 on there and 1 on there, but I haven't got the one, so where shall I put this one? We'll put it around this side and pretend that I've put some on both sides. So obviously then you grab your candle, it slides in, close it up and you wrap it. So I'm going to do the ribboning in a minute because I want to do some stamping on this one. But like I said, I didn't on that one. And I've got the Around Array stamp set, and I've got Petite Petals. And I've got them already prepped on my block, and I've got Very Vanilla because that is the colour that's in the background. Got my Tangerine Tango ink, which is again the same colour in the background, but it's not, it's actually in the foreground. So I'll have 1 of those and 1 of those, and I'm going to punch those. 7/8 of an inch scallop circle is the one that you need for the round array. One of those, we'll have 1 of those, and then I'm going to take my Itty Bitty Shapes punch pack, which I believe is probably going to be retiring. The Americans have lost theirs, so I guess we're probably going to lose ours. And I'm gutted, I love that set. Sorry, the 1 inch plain circle. And I'm going to sponge like a crazy thing around the circle, around this one. And just soften down the edges of this one a little bit by sponging up there, but I'm going to leave this one. No, I'm not. I'm going to sponge that one too. Let's just sponge everything. Talk about no planning in advance. And then I forgot to get my pearls out. I get my little spongy mat, pop these ones up. So I need the back of a paper piercer, which I haven't got. Where's my paper piercer gone? That's outrageous. Somebody's thieved it. That would be a small child. So I'm going to use a pen, and I'm just going to use the end, which probably won't work. That worked. That's okay. And my stylus in the middle of the little one. Oh, this is going to be fun trying to lift these off now, isn't it? Let's grab my paper snips. It's stuck to my finger. Oh, here we go. This will be easier. One in there, and then I will take a bigger one in the middle of there and start sticking it all together. So candle in, ribbon. I'm going to have my very vanilla seam binding ribbon, and I want it to slide on and off easily, so I'm just going to go from under and then over the top. Tie a bow. You can tell I panic about tying bows because I'm clutching this closer and closer to me. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. So this is now the back, so we'll pretend that's the front. So, dimensionals, which I helpfully put away. I have one on the back of the scallop circle, in the middle there, and one on the back of that. And that can come down in this little corner. And then these little chappies, I'm going to have to go looking for my paper piercer. I have two of them as well. It's just outrageous that both of them have gone missing. So one on the bigger flower, which I think I'll just tuck up there. And then one on the back of the little flower, who has now lost his little pearl. There we go. How cute is that? I'm quite pleased with that. It's quite an inspired project. You know me, I like to make boxes that are slightly different. So there you go, that's from the top and that's from the side. And I hope you like it. I'm really pleased with it. It's unusual, it's different. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.